I'm going to show you an extremely easy tip that I learned on how to get all of your wires off of your AR device, your flashlight, all tied up, organized, and all out of the way, nice and neat without having to use zip ties or tape. It's going to end up looking a lot like this setup here when it's finished. Super clean, no extra mounting devices, just using the things that you already have on your gun. I got a handful of different setups down here, and this is the one we're going to be currently working on to fix this issue. But there's other ways to do it if you want to. So you can use things like goon tape, and that is a really quick, easy, efficient way to be able to hide wires if you don't mind the look of that. Some people actually prefer the look of that. And I think it looks nice. Done it also in more of a simple method where it's just one strip where it just keeps these cables. And then you have other things that are a little more solid and sturdy that also do like a dual purpose, and that's going to be these Neo-Mag mounts here. They're like M-LOK covers. You can get longer ones, shorter ones, but they have internal wire cable management that allows you to run the wires through it, that locks it into the M-LOK. And that is a much more secure way because tape can get peeled or pull off, especially with hard use. With this one, you're not gonna have that problem because it's bolted into the actual rail. And then you have the method that we're gonna show you here in a second, which I have here on the BRN, and I've got here on this rifle as well, that is just so much more clean, and you're using the tools that you already have on the gun. Now, what I love about this process is it's so easy to do. So you're just gonna take all of your wires, you're gonna fold them up nicely, and there's a pocket right here. And this works way better with your Surefire lights because of this mounting bracket, because it pivots. You can do it with any one that you want, but this is just an easier method because you can roll it out of the way. But you're gonna fold everything in that pocket, make sure nothing gets tied up and pinched. You're gonna rotate this back over, and then you're gonna tighten it. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna end up making your entire setup look just like this. Super clean, no additional brackets or tape or zip ties or anything to get caught on or loose. They're all inside there. This is my most used rifle. I've been using it for about a year and a half now, and I've never had any issues with it. Again, you just gotta make sure you're not going to pinch them, kink them, shove them in where they don't belong, or putting this so much tighter than it needs to be. Just make sure there's a little bit of gap and everything is secure. So you're gonna take all of your wires, bring them all to one side. So we're gonna bring them down, right down this channel. So they're channeled down here, and then we're going to fold them back over. So we'll do one at a time because it makes it a little bit easier. So that one goes right in there, put it under it. And as you can see, there's no kinking. You're not smashing them in there. There is a whole gap down there that you can use to do this. And you're gonna take this one, you're gonna do the same thing, pinch it in, and then you're just gonna rotate this over. Now you can check your work on the opposite side, make sure nothing's pinching on the inside there, but look how much nicer that is. And I haven't really, I'm around the camera right now trying to do this, so I will clean this all up when I'm done. But just like that, you have all of your wires tucked away, super nice, super neat, and I didn't have to tape the thing up. Now again, goon tape's sweet. Use it on a lot of stuff and it works. But now if this thing gets wet or I'm using it really hard out of the range of different elements, don't have to worry with the setup. Everything is nice, tight, and out of the way. So hopefully that tip is helpful. I'll finish this out and show you guys. So you push it all in, and then what I like to do is I like to bring it back a little bit, give it some space. Let's tighten this down, making sure you still have that gap in there, but now you have that little pocket in there. As you can see, completely rounded, no issues. And everything is nicely tucked in there. It looks so much better. Now we'll throw our head on, and there it is. What do you guys think? Hope this was helpful for you guys to be able to set up your rifles this way and not have to worry about wires hanging out, because that can be stressful. It can be super annoying. This one right here is a wiring nightmare because how many wires I had to mount up. I have 2 different tape switches because these all rock different styles, and then I have a thermal up top. I have a full video coming on this gun if you guys want to see this. I have a video on this scope. It's the AMG from Vortex. Super cool setup. This is the exact build that it was designed for. But yeah, wiring and trying to keep all this organized is just awful. So the tape works really well for that. But for this guy, I think this method is my favorite. I have to say, when I first learned this trick, I felt pretty ridiculous that I didn't think of it myself. The guys at Brownells helped me with that, so thank you to them. But super easy way to clean this up and just not have so much going on. Some builds I think look cool, like the wiring nightmare I showed you, but I think it looks really clean this way. Just need to change the optic setup. As fun as this is and it looks cool, I don't really think it's great for this style of gun. I want something a little more clean, lightweight, to figure out what I want to do with that. Let me know what you guys think on an optic setup, maybe an EOTech on a riser. I always like that setup. I think that looks nice, but I have a full video on this PSA mixtape if you guys want to see that. Pretty sweet little gun, especially at the price point they are. But if you guys are looking to help out the channel, the best way you can do that is completely free. Liking, sharing, commenting, actually first subscribing. That is the coolest one. That is one that's super helpful, and I really appreciate it, guys. But being interactive in the comments is super helpful as well. And I've noticed you guys doing that so much lately, and it's really helped with the numbers a ton. So thank you guys so much. We just blew past 300,000, and I thank you guys so much. That's incredible. I years ago when I first started this, I never thought we would be at this position and doing this much stuff and testing guns like we are. So thank you, the viewers, because I could not do any of this without you. So I really appreciate you guys. If you guys are looking to help the channel even further, finding my website, it's like a Where's Waldo. I'm not allowed to tell you what it is, but if you find it, it's got really cool stuff on there that is super helpful. It's not super hard to find. It's basically my name. And then checking out Howitzer Clothing. They donate 5% of proceeds to charity, and they have a Tactical Advisor shirt using code TA15 will save you 15% off. Code is limitless. Share it with all your friends. Use as much as you want. They have awesome clothing. It's basically the only thing I wear. I normally like to end my videos on a Bible verse, but I've been asked the question about ChatGPT and the Bible and if it's a good resource to use when studying. And that's a really tricky one because it does have a lot of options to be able to help you understand and dive into the Bible a little bit easier, especially for newer people that are getting into the Word. But you need to understand where that line should be drawn, and always getting in your Bible and backing whatever it might say with the word and making sure it's accurate. It's really cool in situations where I was studying Isaiah and I was kind of having some difficulty figuring out who was speaking and why. So I just asked, hey, who in Isaiah in chapter 55 is speaking at this moment? And it kind of explained that to me, and it allowed me to get a better picture of what I was reading, which was incredibly helpful. But what you don't want to do is say, hey, summarize Isaiah for me, summarize Psalms for me, and get this brief summary and be like, okay, I've read the word, when you're not really diving into it and getting what God is actually trying to tell us. He speaks to us through us. He guides us through this. It is so important to be able to get into the word. But using ChatGPT as an asset to help you understand better is always a great idea as well. Just making sure you get where that line should be drawn and not replacing it with the Bible. Appreciate you guys so much. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd love to help you out. Thank you so much.